Y'all gotta watch these, bro. Look. We're gonna watch this. I went to Colombia before, yo. I ain't gonna lie, I went to Colombia. That shit was vibe. I went to his fucking land, bro. They have a zoo. Look. I'm gonna show you, chat. Look, I'm gonna show you. This used to be his old crib, bro. Look. Y'all see this? That used to be his old shit, yo. Look, chat. Look, that's an old helicopter too. I'm gonna lie. That's a fucking legend. Look, you have to chat. Look, that's the old shit that he used to ride in. He used to find for the ops. He used to ride for the ops and shoot the ops.
Pablo Escobar messed up Colombia in more ways than one.
He did mess up Colombia, but I ain't gonna lie, I don't talk no politics like that. But I ain't gonna lie, he would have been the best president that Colombia would ever had, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Colombia is currently battling a hippopotamus epidemic because of Escobar. To fully understand the hippo epidemic, I'll briefly take you back to the late 70s when Pablo Escobar was still alive and at the top of the drug trade. Through his Medellin cartel, Escobar controlled more than 70% of the global drug trade, and as a result of this, he quickly became a billionaire who could buy anything, and probably anyone. So, he decided to build a Playboy-like drug paradise mansion on an insanely...
That shit is fire. That's where I literally was at. I was literally there. That shit is
7.7 square miles. He called this drug...
I know y'all seen that. I literally just showed y'all where I was at. I know y'all seen that. Come on.
And let's just say Hacienda Nápoles looked...
Bro, that's how it looks like. That shit is fucking beautiful.
Spent ungodly amounts of money on his
That's probably one of my favorite places to ever go in Colombia. Fucking beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
It was built in the fashion of a Spanish...
They didn't even have his pool. They didn't even tear down his house. They tear down his pool and everything, bro. It kind of sucked because I want to see his house, but I mean...
A dinosaur sculpture garden, an airport, more swimming pools than anyone should have, artificial lakes, and to crown
fucking
it off,
legend, bro.
A private zoo. And it was at this private zoo that the hippo epidemic started. While Escobar was alive, there was no hippo problem. The zoo contained several animals: antelope, elephants, exotic birds, giraffes, ostriches, ponies, and 4 hippopotami. And Escobar ensured the animals were properly kept and looked after. Escobar had illegally shipped in these animals, and he loved them thoroughly.
Man spent over $1 million on fucking animals. Can you imagine?
However, when he was shot and killed by Colombian police in 1993, the Escobar family entered a legal battle with the Colombian government over the estate. And while this was happening, the estate fell apart. Rival cartels and the villagers plundered...
That's his crib in Miami, I believe.
What they
That's
could.
his crib? No.
And in the process of the looting, all the animals were released.
Shit like that.
So, when Escobar's family lost the estate to the government, they were shocked to find the animals roaming freely on the Hacienda Nápoles property. And it didn't take a fortune cookie for them to realize the danger that these wild animals posed.
And to this day, they still have animals there, which is crazy as fuck.
So, they decided to capture...
Bro, literally have... I shit you not, they have goats running around.
Transfer all of
it's sheep or goats. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's one of them, bro. That's just roaming around. That shit's lit.
Into the wild. This is where the problem started. All the animals were easy to capture until they got to the hippos. They found it impossible to capture and transport them because it was prohibitively expensive. At the time, the process of capturing any of those hippos would have cost at least $50,000 each. And no one in the government at the time was ready to spend...
Bro, yeah, Colombia is poor as fuck, yo. Like, everything over there is cheap as fuck. Bro, a water like this doesn't even cost $1. It costs like literally 70 cents. And chips, you can get chips, and that whole meal is $1 for you. Over here in the fucking United States, bro, $1.40, and then some chips is like $2.75, bro. Fucking almost $5 for that shit.
That much on the hippos.
Suck my dick, bro.
They left them. Unsurprisingly, the situation got more complicated. You see, hippos might be endangered in the wild, but in controlled environments like Pablo Escobar's estate, they become prolific baby makers. A female hippo can live for up to 40 years in captivity, and within that period, she could birth as many as 25 calves in her lifetime.
Yeah!
So, over the years, the neglected hippos multiplied at an incredibly fast rate, going from just 4 to over 100. That might not sound like much, but imagine I told you that 100 lions were roaming Central Park in New York, Lagos in Nigeria, Shibuya City in Japan. You know, what if I told you 100 lions were roaming where you lived? Would you be alarmed? Yes? Well, hippos are at least 4 times more dangerous than lions.
I'll that fire though.
Stronger bite, they're heavier, and
I'm getting a fucking AR and I'm spraying all the fucking lines with my AR.
Still still faster.
Oh,
than
I'm
the
not
fastest
attacking
human.
me,
While
boy.
Usain Bolt's best is 24 miles per hour, an average hippo could easily clock 30 miles per hour.
That fat ass shit can run 30 miles.
To crown it
I
off,
know you
hippos
lying.
are aggressive and territorial. They account for more human deaths than any other mammal in Africa. So, you can imagine how people must have felt when Escobar's hippos eventually escaped the estate and decided to make their home in the Magdalena River Basin, a major waterway that cuts through the western half of Colombia and serves local fishermen as their major source of food and income. Soon enough, people began to have run-ins with the hippos. One of the worst encounters was when a fisherman who was paddling his canoe in the Magdalena River was attacked by a female hippo who had just given birth. Fortunately, he didn't lose his life, but he was left with some serious injuries. Something similar happened to a woman on the same river, and it became clear that drastic action needed to be taken. Already, scientists had been showing concern about the hippos and what they would do to the ecosystem because of their invasive nature. They believed that they would make life difficult for native plants and animals in the country. To make matters even worse, they also predicted that the hippo population would quadruple in just 8 years. The situation was dire, and officials began looking for a solution. But we are talking about hippos here. For every solution found, an equally daunting problem arose. The easiest route to take would be to kill the hippos, and in 2009, a group of hunters acting under the approval of local authorities killed one of the hippos. But it caused serious national outrage. People, mostly animal activists, fought against the killing and were able to get a Colombian court to issue an order.
I'm already
that
knowing that. That wasn't a good idea.
The more difficult route was sterilization, and the reason this was difficult is because of the unique anatomy of hippos. Sterilization, otherwise known as castration, otherwise known as the removal of the male reproductive organs, is a practically impossible task to perform on male hippos. For some evolutionary reasons, hippos...
Ew! What is that? Yo, is that their shit? What the fuck? What is that?
Their genitals. The testes reside inside their body, instead of the swinging pouch that human males and other male animals carry about. This means that the hippo's testes are invisible from the outside. You might not want to know this, but I'm still going to tell you. Male hippos have also hidden their penis so well that you can tell a male from a female at a distance.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Okay, it's difficult to castrate them, I get.
I'm gonna lie, their schlong is probably like long as fuck. Pause, yo.
That. But what about anesthesia and surgery?
Pause.
That should work, right? Well, the finger to the Colombian authorities' efforts is the fact that hippos are also notoriously difficult to safely put to sleep. For the Colombian authorities to successfully sterilize the hippos manually, they would have to mix a blend of drugs and deliver it through a dart in the hippo's ear before they can be put to sleep.
Ew, bro. What is this? It's all
Then they would
mud,
need to
bro.
conduct a separate ultrasound for each hippo to find where each of them has hidden their testes before they even begin to cut them open. After cutting open the hippo, they would need to conduct another ultrasound to see if the testes they were looking for have retracted further back from their original position. After finding the evasive organ, the surgery itself is a hellish process for even the most skilled vet surgeon. And this is because the testes are locked deep within the hippo's body among other organs. You would not be able to see what you're doing, and grabbing the testicles when you find them is an exercise in frustration. Now you can understand why Escobar loved his hippos so much. Just like him, these hippos are a tough nut to crack. After the surgery, and after your hippo has awoken, the next problem would be convincing the beast not to infect its stitched up stomach. You see, the animal spends most of its time in a pool of water packed with feces, and they wouldn't give two hoots before jumping into that infectious mess to cool off their itchy stomachs. So, while sterilizing the hippos seemed like a more humane option, it is stressful and very expensive. It's a lot easier to just send the hippos to meet Pablo Escobar. Court injunction be damned. But once again, it turns out that illegally killing the hippos is not a simple feat either, because many of the local people in the vicinity that the hippos have been terrorizing have grown an attachment to the 4,000-pound beast.
Bro, imagine getting bit by that. Like your whole leg just gets fucking like. Yo.
Hippos. Business has been better for the hippo-infested communities. So, many of the locals have refused to cooperate with anyone who wants to remotely...
That's crazy. I was literally there, standing where they were at, bro.
Even the government.
But I didn't
on the
see no
international
hippos.
Stage,
I
the
didn't see no
hippos have
hippos.
also attracted
Sadly.
a lot of attention from animal activists in the US.
At least I don't think I did. I
began a bizarre fight against both decisions of sterilizing and killing. They wanted non-lethal and non-invasive methods for controlling the hippo population, and they took the case to court in the US, and the judges passed a ruling that recognized the legal personhood of the hippos. Legal personhood. What does this mean? Well, it just means that before any decision can be carried out on the hippos, they have the right to be heard in court. Kind of like...
Bro, I literally seen this shit on Instagram. How the... They literally got charged. The hippos got charged as the person.
granting the hippos human rights. However, this was a verdict made in the US, and it has no jurisdiction in Colombia. In Colombia, the villagers are the ones that have to live with the dangerous animals in their communities. And even though they've been divided about what to do with the hippos, the reality is that the hippos still pose a real danger. So, in recent times, Colombia has been asking for help from other countries to take in the hippos. They have even successfully moved 5 hippos to zoos in Colombia and 2 to Ecuador. While government officials have been serious about a viable means of ensuring that the hippos are both alive and safe, many believe that if there's no other way to control the hippo population, they will eventually just kill them. You and I can only hope they find a way before an Escobar hippo takes inspiration from the drug lord and kills someone. Pablo Escobar...
That's crazy as fuck. Can y'all believe that, chat? Can y'all believe that somehow...